just like Nene, I would also like to thank the ambassador. And it's true, we are really losing. I told her, I said, I think this is the best team we've had at the U.S. Embassy so far. I'm coming from Gamco Trap, so I know her feeling. I'm coming from faraway Gam. Wow. I'm coming from faraway Gam, so I know her feelings about women. I know how she feels about women, and how she continues to support our initiatives on women and girls, and her feelings about girls' education also. So we really would like to thank you. We really wish you the best, and we pray that the next team will be as good as this team that was here.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And we have a whole lot of text messages coming in now. It's like they're raining in. And Umi is saying it is so good to hear the ambassador speak so well about the Gambia. We're really proud of her, and we're sad that she's leaving. I think I'm the only one who didn't have the opportunity to meet with you and, you know, spend some time with you. Papa's always been...
Try.
Yeah, we tried. It didn't work. Papa's been telling me that, you know, you like talking to young women, and then you're a very strong women's activist. Well, I would like to say, now that you're about to go, what is it that you will miss most about the Gambia?
The thing I'll miss the most about the Gambia is Gambians, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, I can go to a beach anywhere and I can see a sunset anywhere, but the warmth that I've felt with the Gambians here has just been extraordinary. And the ministers, you know, finance and foreign affairs and education, both high and low, the vice president. I mean, these are some of the finest ministers that I've met in my career. Highly educated, highly respected. You can talk about anything with these ministers, and they have a grasp on the international world, and they have an enormous pride in trying to do something to move the Gambia forward. And so I really miss that. I pray I get the same quality in Haiti, because without people who deeply care about what they do and moving the country forward, the country will not move forward. And because of their passion and their selection, I really do believe that there's great hope for this country. But I'll miss them. I'll miss them. And I will miss my staff, because
the U.S. Embassy team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have built a team here. I do believe in the last 18 months it's strong, it's together. You don't hear whining, you don't hear... I have a slogan that there's no steaming, screaming, scheming at the embassy, and we don't, as far as I know, we have none or very little. When there's a problem in the embassy, we try to address it immediately and get it taken care of and move on. And I believe that most people like to come to work at the embassy, and that they know they're valued, and that I'll miss them. I'll miss their faces, I'll miss their ideas, I'll miss their passion for what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know each time we have an American ambassador, the visa issue will come up. But let's save that for the consular. Let's save that. One day we'll invite the consular, and then we can ask all these visa questions to him, because the ambassador don't do visas.
Right. Not do visas.
Yeah, she don't do visas. Well, we have a whole lot of messages coming in. You can keep them coming. Already we have like 37. I cannot read all of this. And it's saying, this one is from Jabi from Banjul, is saying, thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. We appreciate the time that you spend here, and they hope the new ambassador that's coming would follow in your footsteps. Now that you're leaving Gambia, this is so sad, and you had the president gave you one insignia. Which one was that? The GMRG? I know you had one on his birthday.
Yeah, yes. It's the highest order of merit for commander
of the Republic of the Gambia.
Republic of the Gambia, yes.
And how did you feel about that?
Oh, God, I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. But, you know, I told people, because, you know, I also got a very high medal in Mali, but that was more understandable because I had $120 million that I was spending, and I had a lot of friends, and we traveled widely throughout the country, and I was very close to Lobo, the First Lady. Lobo Torre, but here, I think that the biggest value that I've had with the minister, but most of all, the president is honesty and truth and, talking straight. And the president likes that and values it. And like I said, we don't agree about everything, but we always tell the truth to each other, and that's invaluable. You sometimes don't even tell the truth to your husband. Say nothing. You're talking about failed marriages on the show, and people warned me to be careful about what I said to the president, but I've never been careful.
you just say it as it is.
I do.
And he's also very frank.
And he gives it right back. Yes, absolutely.
So that must be a very, very candid and frank discussion that you two will have. Well, the people are all expressing appreciation of all the good things that you've said about the Gambia, and one of them is like, who's the next ambassador coming to the Gambia? I know it's a man. I think I saw him in one of the newspapers.
Right. Yeah, he was recently in the newspaper. Yeah, he's an experienced diplomat. He's been around for many, many years. This will probably be his last posting. He is currently serving as the congen, the general consul general, whatever it's called, in Frankfurt, Germany. He's very anxious to be here, and I think that it's impossible not to like the Gambia.
Yeah.
You'd have to be really, I don't blind or something. I not to love the great Gambia. But he's very anxious to be here, and he's read up on the issues, and I think he'll be just fine.
Nene talked about the favorite quote about men who beat up women. And this guy is saying, how about women who beat up men? Do they also give up their rights? We don't have too many of that.
Yeah, I don't think you have too many of that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what I said was exactly that any man who hits a woman is no longer a man. You're just a nothing. You're a child. And you need to be disciplined horribly. But, I think if women are hitting men, which I don't know, I guess it happens, but I don't know. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
My sympathy is about zero with that situation.
And Balanka is saying, tell the ambassador we're very sad that she's leaving, but we wish her all the best. And one issue that always comes up in the Gambia, like for Americans and Europeans, is always press freedom.
Yeah.
And you did journalism.
Yeah.
When we say there is no press freedom in Gambia, do you believe there is no press freedom?
No, I don't believe there's no press freedom. I do believe it could be improved. Because I think the quality of the training of journalists, and they will tell you this themselves, the media houses needs to be improved. We need a journalism school. We need, the American Embassy and the EU and many other well-intentioned institutions bring people over for 2 weeks, for a month. You cannot teach anyone to be a journalist in 2 weeks. It cannot happen. And the law needs to be changed. I mean, fundamentally, the law, freedom of information, we need a freedom of information law. We need a more open, you can't be thrown in jail because you said something negative about XYZ. So there are fundamental things that need to be changed. But I have seen, since the time that I arrived here, that there's been quite an improvement in the editorials, especially talking about governance, talking about they don't like the way parliamentary elections were run, talking about decisions that were made. There were some school kids that were put in, prison for a short period of time, talking about that was not a good thing for the image of the Gambia, or a good thing, period. So, believe me, there are countries, many countries around the world, that have one newspaper that is totally controlled by the government and only says good things about the government, period. And that's not true in the Gambia.
Yeah, we have a whole lot of newspapers now.
And I think the quality of them is getting better. Not just the writing, which is getting better, but just the whole look, the way they've laid out the paper. It makes you want to read. And as more and more people are educated in the Gambia, which is on the rise, more and more newspapers will be sold, and because more newspapers are being sold, companies will find it more attractive to advertise in them, and so that they will get more revenue, which is a huge problem for the newspapers, at least here in the Gambia. But an interesting talking about reading, I was out on a trip to Basse and within a room, actually, Papa was the only, Papa and Jai, who worked for me, was the only